Okay, let me get this straight. If the puppy poops on the grass, and the owner picks it up, the rule is not violated. Yes? Yes?
Yes, that would be an unfortunate pooping, but since the poop is picked up and disposed properly, it does not violate the rules.
Okay, let's see what the complaints are here. On June 12, the first letter complains that, my second issue is okay, this neighbor has a lot of issues. On Friday, June 11, at about 6:40 p.m. I was again in front of my house walking out several guests, when Mr. Fish came walking down Hamlet Drive. At the time Mr. Fish was walking with his two little white dogs. Gee, I bet those two little white dogs are very cute.
Yes, Bella and Brady are very cute, very, very cute.
The problem is, the letter goes on, Mr. Fish was walking his dogs on my neighbor's lawn, and then proceeded across the front of my lawn and then onto the lawn of redacted Hamlet. Okay, the letter complains you were walking the dogs across the lawn. But this was not against the Hamlet rules in June. And did the rules actually change? I don't, but clearly in June, walking on the lawn was not against the rules. Okay, the letter continues, Mr. Fish, seeing me in front of my house, did not have the sense or decency to remove his dogs from my lawn to the street. To me this is a sign of total disrespect to me and the rest of the community. This is not the first time this has happened. It's an ongoing problem with him. I do not have anything against animals, and I am a dog owner myself, and I do not let my dog on my lawn.
You see, this neighbor does not let his dogs on his own lawn. He clearly believes that the rule should not allow dogs on the lawns, and in July new rules have come out that dogs may not walk of the grass, so this owner complaints have moved the board to change the rules. But it is not fair to assess a fine on rules that did not exist yet when the complaint was made, and then the letter goes on about his other issues.
My lawn has its own issues, and I do not need my neighbor's animals making it any worse. As you can see, I have CC'd some of the board members because these issues are concerning. I have lived in this community since the beginning, and these two issues won't go away. It really is time for people to become respectful of their neighbors and the community in which they live.
So you see, in this first letter, the neighbor is complaining that the dogs are on the lawn, on the grass. But this is not against the rules. At no time does he complain that the dogs have pooped on the grass and that the poop has not been picked up. So there is no violation of the rules. The neighbor is not happy that the dogs are on the grass, but that is not against the rules. At least it certainly was not against the rules on June 11th when this alleged incident is to have occurred.
Okay, then letter 2 says that there continues to be a problem with the pet urinating and defecating on neighbors' lawns. This is ruining the lawns. A repeat and chronic offender, as witnessed by myself by my own eyes, is Mr. Fish. Please help.
Yes, the letter calls Mr. Fish a repeat and chronic offender, but the complaint does not describe what offense he accuses Mr. Fish of doing so far. The only action that is clearly stated to have been done is that the dogs were on the lawn. That was not against the rules. There is not any allegation of any specific violation of any rule. There is no allegation of any poop making that has not been disposed of properly. And that is what would be against the rules.
Okay, the third and final letter, which caused the second letter from the board, states that on July 9, grass problems continue from dog urination. My neighbor Charlie Fish continues to ignore the rules. He allows the dogs to urinate on my property.
Okay, on July 9th he writes a letter. In the first letter, he states clearly on June 11th such and such happens, but such and such, namely walking on lawns, is not against the rules, and now the letters alleges that my fish continues to ignore the rules. He allows dogs to urinate on my property. Now, the rules do not state that dogs may not walk on his property. They do not state that dogs may not urinate or dogs may not defecate and poop. They do state that, if they urinate and defecate and poop, that the waste must be picked up. And there is no allegation made that at any time there is any dog waste not picked up. And as far as this neighbor complaining that grass problems continue from dog urination, I think that this is the neighbor's opinion perhaps, but as he stated in his first letter, my lawn has its own issues, and I think this neighbor has his own issues, but these letters do not even allege that at any occasion any dog waste was not picked up. There is not even an allegation of a violation of the rules.
Okay, so this neighbor has his grass issues and he would blame some of them on the dogs? But the grass issues do not establish that the rule violations have occurred. And no allegation of rule violation, that is, no allegation that the dog has pooped on the lawn and that the poop has not been picked up in a sealed plastic bag, as the rules require. I see how this shows how a fine cannot be assessed for breaking a rule that was never actually broken.